So, hey, I never introduce myself or make any intros, but I thought, why not? I mean, it's not like all of you know me or any of you that are new here and clicking on my videos. I just wanted to say hi. I am Kalliopi. I am from Greece and I just love to create. Yeah, today's video is gonna be another watercolor painting and I hope you enjoy it. And I just want to say a big thank you for all of you who have been here and who just came here. I mean, I just love seeing our little family grow and it means the world to me. I haven't uploaded for a while now and still YouTube is such a new place for me, but I'm trying my best and my hardest to actually get better. I mean, it's a whole other thing to be able to paint and draw and a whole other thing to be able to create videos about it and explain things. And I'm seeing all of your comments of my latest tutorial on the Misty Forest, and many of you told me that, the voiceover wasn't correct and didn't go on top of the painting and all that, but I'm taking all of your comments into consideration and I'm trying my best to just get better. Of course, I am also seeing all your beautiful comments about how much you loved it, and not just this video, I mean on all my work, and I'm just so thankful and I want to say that I really appreciate it and it means the world to me that you actually spend some time to watch my videos or write a comment or anything like that. So yeah, let's get started. And back to the voiceover. Step 1 to painting a famous Pinterest mountain picture is actually finding one. And it's so easy since if you search like foggy mountain or anything like that, so many aesthetic looking photos will turn up and you just have to choose one. And for me, this one did it, the one by Fane. And it's so nice that I could actually find the photographer and the artist behind this picture, because Pinterest is a chaos and you almost never find the source or the original artist or person that posted the picture, so it's quite nice that I found it so easily. And yes, this photographer is amazing, you can definitely check his work out. As you saw from the photo, a big part of the photo is white, and it's because it's supposed to be the fog or the mist and all that. So the first thing that I do is just to try to kind of map where the white part should be and what I should not touch with trees and forest and green colors. Because in watercolor there is no way back. If you add color to a spot, then this spot will never be white again, and that's what I'm trying to achieve, to keep the white parts white. Now I'm choosing my colors from my Ganzai Kuretake palette, and this always helps me a lot because when I see colors that I don't need to work with, that really confuse me, so I mostly just take the colors I need out and place them near me. And the first layer of water is ready to go. In my eyes, I was seeing a tiny bit of pink on the sky, so I mixed a very light wash of red and a small touch of the yellow for the first wash. And now that my paper is really wet, I'm adding my first greens, the ones that are supposed to be on the way back, really faded. And I'm doing this now that the paper is wet, because this way it will spread nicely and it will fade and, spread like a mist, like a fog. And now that my paper is dry, I'm adding the first tree details, the first forest. Again, I believe this watercolor painting is about being a little bit patient, because it takes layers to build up the image and get the result you have in your mind. Trying to create this gradient, this foggy looking forest, always needs to have a lot of layers. I mean, you need the very far back pieces and then the very front vibrant darker looking spots. So now I'm just creating random trees and trying to get started with the ombre effect and all that. And since looking at the photo you can clearly see that the front part is very dark, almost black looking, I am starting to add my dark parts, my dark trees. As for the trees, you can see that they are kind of looking like Christmas trees, like triangles. I mean, they are super abstract and easy to do. I'm just creating lines vertically and nothing too specific or detailed. Creating images like these and trying to paint them is not about creating each little tree with detail, it's about giving the final texture and vibe. I mean, when you're looking at the photo, the original photo from the photographer, it's not like you're seeing trees. I mean, yes, you can see the trees, but it's about the texture that the image has, and that's what you're also trying to present and recreate the texture. Well, sorry if I'm speaking a bit weird. I mean, it's late at night right now, and I think my mouth won't work with me. And again, I'm always looking at the original photo so I can place the trees on the right spots. And then everything is just a matter of time and patience and layers. Creating layers, adding color and adding darker details, letting them dry, and then re-adding more details, and just that. Of course, always having in mind that the bottom part of the layout is a lot darker, and as we go up, we have the lighter part. Don't forget to add dark trees and then more lighter trees. This gives the depth and the variation that the painting needs, so it seems like this forest is full. It has many trees and you can actually kind of see them, but not exactly. And that's the point. As I said before, it's about the texture and what your eyes catch when they see the image. And yeah, that's basically all I did. I mean, I think it's a pretty easy, not very easy, but it's something that you can really do, and I would love to see you try this out. So please try to recreate this and tag me on Instagram. I would love to see your work. And yes, I think that if I could give you some tips about this, the first one was choose your color palette wisely. I mean, what makes this forest appealing to look at is the color palette, I think. It's all those muted greens, nothing too vibrant, nothing too neon. I mean, muted colors always give you the earth looking tones that make them more believable instead of a pure green. I hope you can actually understand what I mean. So I'm always mixing with my colors some yellow to tone everything down and give a more earthy look to the painting. And then another tip would be always have contrast in mind. These paintings are all about contrast and layers. You have to have your very dark parts and your very white parts. And then, of course, as I said before, don't get stuck on tiny details. It's about the texture, and the texture of trees and forests can be easily achieved with strokes. And that's why I always love painting them, because they are always so fun and abstract, and they really help me kind of calm me down and release some stress. They're super fun for me, and I hope they are for you too. And I could probably just leave the painting as it is because it's quite finished. And yeah, I could probably just leave it as it is, but no, since I always love gold, as you know me by now, I thought I should add some gold leaf and gold ink details. I really felt like it would fit so good with these colors, and yeah, so now I will try to add some gold trees with gold leaf. And then to blend everything together, all the materials and colors, I took my gold ink and added more fine little details like lines on the trees. So, you know, the gold is more all around the photo, all around the painting, and not just the 4 trees that I made with gold leaf. And I think that all these details really tied everything together, and I am so happy how this turned out. And of course, I just love all the close-ups. Just look at the gold leaves flying around and all the gold details. I mean, I just love this part. So yeah, that was it. You can keep watching to see the rest of the video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. This painting will be up on my Etsy shop. If anyone of you wants to give it a home, it would make me really happy. The link to everything I mentioned will be in the description box down below, so always check it out. And that was it. Thank you so much for watching and for being here one more time. Or if you're just new here, thank you for clicking, and I'm so glad your way brought you here. Also, you can find me in my social media for more photos or art or any updates. My art profile is Kalliopi Lyviaki and my fashion photography profile is Lyviaki. Everything will be linked down below in the description box if you want to check them out. And I am out because I don't know what else to say, so bye.